of the Imitation of Christ by Thomas à Kempis. Book 1, Admonitions Useful for the Spiritual Life. Chapter 22, of the Consideration of the Misery of Man. Thou art miserable wherever thou art, and which way soever thou turnest thyself, unless thou turn thyself to God. Why art thou troubled because things do not succeed with thee according to thy will and desire? Who is there who has all things according to his will? Neither I, nor thou, nor any man upon earth. There is no man in the world without some trouble or affliction, though he be king or pope. Who is it that is most at ease? Doubtless he who is willing to suffer something for God. Many unstable and weak men say, Behold how well such a man lives, how rich he is, how great, how mighty and powerful. But fix thine eyes on heavenly goods, and thou wilt see that all these temporal things are no goods at all, but are very uncertain and rather burdensome, because they are never possessed without care and fear. The happiness of a man consists not in having temporal things in abundance, but a moderate competency suffices him. It is truly a misery to live upon earth. The more a man desires to be spiritual, the more this present life becomes bitter to him, because he the better understands, and the more clearly sees, the defects of human corruption. For to eat, drink, watch, sleep, rest, labor, and to be subject to other necessities of nature, is truly a great misery and affliction to a devout man who desires to be released and free from all sin. For the inward man is very much burthened in this world with the necessities of the body, and therefore the prophet devoutly prays to be freed from them as far as he can, saying, From my necessities deliver me, O Lord. But woe to them that know not their own misery, and greater woe to them that love this wretched and corruptible life. For some there are who love it to that degree, although they can scarce procure necessaries by laboring or begging, that, if they could live always here, they would not care at all for the kingdom of God. O fools and faithless of heart, who lie buried so deep in earthly things, as to relish nothing but things of the flesh. Miserable wretches! They will in the end find to their cost how worthless and nothing that was which they loved. But the saints of God and all the devout friends of Christ regarded not what pleased the flesh, nor what flourished in this life, but their whole hope and aim panted after the good things that are eternal. Their whole desire tended upwards to things lasting and invisible, lest the love of visible things should draw them down to things below. Lose not, brother, thy confidence of going forward to spiritual things. There is yet time, the hour is not yet past. Why wilt thou put off thy resolution from day to day? Arise, and begin this very moment, and say, now is the time to act, now is the time to fight, now is the proper time to amend. When thou art troubled and afflicted, then is the time to merit. Thou must pass through fire and water before thou comest to the place of refreshing. Unless thou do violence to thyself, thou wilt not overcome vice. As long as we carry about us this frail body, we cannot be without sin, nor live without weariness and sorrow. We would fain be at rest from all misery, but because we have lost innocence by sin, we have also lost true blessedness. We must therefore have patience and wait for the mercy of God, till this iniquity pass away, and mortality be swallowed up of life. Oh, how great is human frailty, which is always prone to vice! Today thou confessest thy sins, and tomorrow thou again committest what thou didst confess. Now thou resolvest to take care, and after an hour thou dost as if thou hadst never resolved. We have reason, therefore, to humble ourselves, and never to think anything great of ourselves, since we are so frail and unstable. That may also quickly be lost through negligence, which, with much labor, was hardly at length gotten by grace. What will yet become of us in the end, who grow lukewarm so soon? Woe to us if we are for giving ourselves to rest, as if we had already met with peace and security, when as yet there does not appear any trace of true holiness in our life. It would be very needful that we should yet again, like good novices, be instructed in all excellent behavior. If so, there might perchance be hope of some future amendment, and of greater spiritual progress. And that concludes Chapter 22 of Book 1 of the Imitation of Christ.